debate that would come up between Protestants and Catholics are like, is this what's called a legal fiction? So is God just saying something that's not really true? Is the idea there in justification? He's saying you're justified, you're righteous, but we're not really righteous, and is that problematic? Well, I think when we take union with Christ again as kind of this central framework or central logic, the lens through which we look at these things, we're able to see that in justification, it's not as though God is looking at us apart from Christ, because that almost becomes something that would just be untrue about us now. Once you are joined to Christ, like that is who you are. And so when you are declared to be righteous, the Protestant can still maintain this isn't because of anything I've done on my own apart from Christ, or even any kind of works that I've done. But when God looks at me as one joined to Jesus, he can judge me as righteous on the basis of that union with Christ, because that's what defines me. Luther would use language of like the glorious
Amen.
exchange, in which we take on what was Christ's, and he takes on our sin. But it's true and it's real. And then when we look at something like sanctification, this isn't just like this extra step, but it actually becomes like the outflow, or like the process of becoming more truly who and what we are, because you are a new creation in Christ, to use Paul's language, right? The old has died and the new has come, and that's all again defined around being in Christ. And so, you know, you might have people kind of grow up with a sense of like, is sanctification optional? Is this like this extra credit bonus work kind of thing? But it actually becomes a sense in which if you're joined to Christ, like truly made one with him, then you are acting like against your own nature as a new creation to not be progressing in the Christian life and in sanctification. That this is just like a natural outflow of who you are. And you can get into the weeds about the extent of the how this might work out, and how we make sense of people continuing to sin or whatnot. But I think this again at least gives you a framework to start thinking about things,